brothers, but not by birth. Family, but not by DNA. David and Adam are two of a kind, and they wanna borrow some of your day to talk into your ear holes about midi-chlorians and roller coasters. Those two things are unrelated, but so are they. They're unrelated at birth, like most people who aren't related. Unrelated at birth, but they're brothers in a brotherly way. Now it's time for the phenomenal brother and the golden voice of the South. They're brothers from different mothers, but they're both really proud to be unrelated at birth.
Well, here we are. We're recording our third of our shorter episodes. This is a little weird. We're recording a couple days after my birthday.
Yeah. How was your birthday?
Boring.
How was your inside birthday?
I didn't get to be in the room where it happened.
I know.
I think I sent you 4 or 5 times during that day. Well, this time I'd be hearing not going to throw away my shot.
Yep.
Oh, about this time I'd be hearing the world turned upside down.
Yep. Well, you made it through. You're strong.
I made it through. I will say this. My family are incredible.
Yeah.
Ellie woke me up. She had painted, drew me 3 or 4 different things, colored me a birthday cake. Amanda went and bought a birthday cake from a small business friend of mine who owns a bakery here in town. Batter Up Bakery. If you're in Huntsville and you want to go to Batter Up, not a sponsor. Allison, if you want to sponsor us,
hey,
we'd love it. But my mom and dad might have broke stay-at-home laws orders and drove to Columbus, Georgia, and picked up a new bulldog named Deuce. Beautiful dog. We'll probably post a picture of him here in the group.
And Deuce will show you. Will be their dog.
This is their dog.
Cool.
I'm going to show you a picture of him here on the little thing here. That's Deuce.
Oh, he's cute. Goodness gracious.
He's got 2 little brown spots on his back.
Yep.
And so that's why they call him Deuce.
Nice.
And so yes, we do say the deuce is loose when he's out and about. There's a picture of Ellie with her mask and Deuce.
Oh, there you go. That's awesome.
I'll post all those. So, we did have some fun things happening on my birthday, but is it what I would want to have done on my birthday normally?
No.
I mean, the Braves were at home the night before, supposedly, if the schedule is right.
Yeah.
So we would have been going to Atlanta, going to a Braves game, and going to see Hamilton. So,
well, you made the most of it. It sounds like
we did. We did make the most of it, but we have to start the show in a normal way.
In a normal way?
And the normal way is me saying my dad joke of the week.
Oh, please.
Keep in mind that we're recording on 4/21. You'll hear this probably the 1st of May.
Yeah.
But we're recording it on 4/21, the day after 4/20. Do you think mathematicians, sort of like yourself, celebrate 4/20 on January 5th? April 20th on January 5th?
It's a good question.
Only a fraction of them do. For those,
420, 1 5, yeah. Can reduce it down.
1/5.
Yeah.
Yes. So there you go.
Nice.
All right,
I have to say. Sorry. Do the intro. My bad. Go.
Golden Voice of the South, Human Jukebox, getting in trouble from Universal for singing a Human Jukebox song on our live tonight. Dave Adams, all the way from the top of the state of Alabama, where you hear the outdoors of Alabama tonight.
I've heard
you hear crickets. We're in the country of Alabama, but really we're about a mile away from Highway 72. Anyway.
The sound of the crickets fit really well with your dad joke, by the way.
You laughed. I believe your quote right after I sent that dad joke.
I actually like that one. That's what I said.
was, haha, that's a good one. I really like that one.
Yeah, I do. It was math, and it's mathematically accurate. What's not to like?
Yes, exactly. You are the phenomenal brother,
That I am.
Adam Joseph Russell,
That's me.
all the way from the middle of the state of Florida, the
Yep.
sleeping mouse,
Yep.
the St. Cloud, which, by the way, if this show is the 1st of May, the mouse might not be sleeping.
We'll see about that. Maybe. Who knows?
He'll still be sleeping on May 1st, probably.
Sorry. Yeah.
Anyway.
Fun fact for all of our listeners, Dave shares a birthday with somebody very important to me. Not only himself, but
I was going to say, me?
but my daughter, Emma, had her birthday. And I mentioned it briefly on the live. I'm actually going to put a blog post together about this, I think, and drop it on the website. But
Unrelatedbirth.com.
That's right. I put out a post on our HOA group on Facebook and said, hey, it's my daughter. What?
Hoa?
And said, hey, it's my daughter's birthday. We can't do anything like we normally do. If you guys wouldn't mind doing a sign or something, we were going to drive around Sunday afternoon on the day of her birthday and kind of see what was out there if anybody wants to do it. And 20 houses actually did a sign or sidewalk chalk or something. And a couple of families were all sitting outside and waving at us and all of that. And then a lady in the neighborhood took all the pictures and video and she turned it into a little montage and posted that out there today. So, it was really cool. A couple of families actually gave her a gift too. Had one hanging from the mailbox. Oh my gosh, dude. It was like a episode of CSI in our garage. No offense to any of those people. You're all wonderful, wonderful people, but I don't know if you have the Rona or not. So yeah, it was, we had an operation going with plastic sheeting and hazmat suits in the garage. I'm kidding. But,
2319. We got a 2319.
Yeah, it was funny because I wiped him down and Emma was so excited to get to him that I told her, I said, well, let that stuff dry, baby. I'm going to go back out there and do it one more time and kind of put things in different boxes and stuff. Because, a lot of it was like jewelry kits and makeup bracelets. So I just opened the box and dumped everything into a Ziploc bag with the instructions. And that way we don't have to worry about the box. And so I had wiped everything down. I hadn't gone back out for the second trip to like double check everything and get it in different containers. And she walked in and said, Daddy, have you sprayed everything down again yet? Very impatiently, I said, no, baby, I haven't. She goes, oh, well, I'm ready, So, yeah.
A 6-year-old's impatient? Really?
Yeah, can you imagine? But she had a blast with that. She felt really special. So it renewed faith in humanity a little bit that day. So it was a good thing.
That day.
That day. The next day, however, no, not really.
Really? Because the next day after was when you sent me 3 or 4 times.
Did I really?
Yes.
I don't even remember what about.
About reopenings.
Oh, yeah. Well. that was 2 shows ago as people are listening to this. So what are we going to talk this time?
So this time we're going to do something that's near and dear to both of our hearts.
Oh.
Old school Disney. But we're going to do this called Disney on a budget. Old school Disney on a budget. Now, normally what you would do is you would see one of these charts, $5, $4, $3, $2, $1. You have $15 to spend. You can bring any of these back for $15. Well, you can't see these. So we're going to have to do this kind of ingenious like. I can see these. Adam can see these.
I can see them.
But we're going to paint this in your mind's eye. In my mind's eye. In my mind's eye.
So sit back and close your eyes.
DC talk, buddy?
Oh, DC talk, yeah, in my mind's eye. So sit back and relax.
By the way, hold up.
What?
I tagged you 2 days ago with the New Thing album, and you haven't done anything on Facebook.
You said you knew I wasn't going to do anything. I'm just living up to expectations.
But you promised me that you were going to do
I didn't promise. Okay, Ellie, I didn't promise you.
You promised! You broke your promise!
I said I would. I didn't promise anything. But yeah, I mean, I am going to do that. I actually was, edging today, out doing some yard work. And a song came on that reminded me of what my number 2 is going to be, my second day album. Mm-hmm. So I'll get started. I've got a couple of them in my mind now. So I'll
After
start.
day 3, it's tough for me. I don't know what to, by the way, we're talking about those albums, you 10 days of albums that
yeah.
As a music person,
taste. Yeah.
Yeah. As a music person, and Kyle Gilbert, who I tagged today, April 21st, said, brought up a good point. He said, dude, I bet as a music person, you're having a hard time picking just 10.
Yeah.
And I am.
You got to
because I
narrow
go
it
all the
down.
way from the early '80s to now.
Yeah.
That really made my music taste.
Sure.
Also, I'm having trouble saying, do I really put 2001, the Chronic 2001 on there?
Yeah. Well, I got to say, you put Riding with the King, and was it 10 Long Years? Is that was on that one, right? That
Yes.
10 Long Years is one of my favorite BB King songs off of that album. And I remember getting that one, and Riding with the King's good, but just that one introduced me to BB King, I think, a lot more than anything before that. And there will actually be a BB King one on mine, but I'm not going to put the same one that I did, obviously.
Yeah. So I'll go ahead and give you a preview because future Dave already knows this and future y'all knows this because it's already been on my Facebook. Tomorrow, April 22nd, will be the best of country, sing the best of Disney. Diamond Rio singing Kiss the Girl.
Oh, yeah.
No, it was Little Texas singing Kiss the Girl. Tanya
That's cool.
Tucker singing
Tanya
Someday My
Tucker.
Prince.
Wow.
Singing Someday My Prince Will Come. Colin Ray had a song on there too. I got to look this up now that we're on a kick. We've gone down a tangent hole, a rabbit hole that we didn't even mean to go down. But I got to look up on my Apple Music here. Best of
I don't even think I'm aware of this album.
Oh my gosh, dude. How have you been around me? Kiss the Girl was Little Texas.
I have no idea.
Beauty and the Beast was Diamond Rio. Someday My Prince Will Come is Tanya Tucker. Baby Mine is Alison Krauss.
Okay.
If you want a good cry, oh my gosh. Baby Mine and From Dumbo. Okay, backstory.
Who sings Baby Mine on that one?
Alison Krauss.
Okay. Because I the one I'm thinking of has that on there too, but it's got Shadazy. Any 90s country fans in here? Shadazy. Yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
My little goodbyes.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so backstory. In 5th grade, I had a really tough time. I was picked on a lot, bullied a lot. I came home crying a lot. My mom just bawled her eyes out all the time. And that was the song. I mean, I was in 5th grade. I was old, but I shouldn't be admitting this. But that was the song that Mom would hold me and sing to me.
Yeah. Baby
Mine, Don't You Cry. Baby Mine, Dry Your Eyes. You know, it's just, it's that good song. But then you add the haunting tone of Alison Krauss.
I'm not laughing at your story. No, I totally get it. But I'm just glad Alison Krauss didn't come out and sing it in like a flat key, because then it would have been more like a dark version. No, don't play it, man. Can't get blocked.
I'm just gonna play a little bit, but this isn't. We're not live, so they're not gonna block us. Good.
Oh yeah, that voice is perfect for that.
I know. It's just
yeah.
And I would, yeah.
That proves Alison Krauss's range, because she can sing a lullaby and then turn around with Brad Paisley and sing Whiskey Lullaby.
Oh, come on, but that's an awesome song.
No, I agree. That's what I'm saying. They were both equally good. One of them's sweet and the other one's sad, you know.
Another backstory to this song. So one of the first songs. So Ellie's pretty musical. She can hear a song and pick out the melody, pick out the harmony about as quickly as I can, even now.
Okay.
But one of the first songs we heard that she has that ability, she was about 2. And we didn't think she was paying attention to stuff on the radio, whatever. Amanda and Whiskey Lullaby came on, and Amanda and I were harmonizing to it. And part of the song came on that we weren't singing, and we heard Ellie harmonizing to it in the back. And Amanda said, "Oh, your child is singing Baby Mine. Are we already halfway through the show?"
Almost.
Oh, okay. But anyway, let me go through this album first, and then we'll go to the Disney on a Budget.
Okay.
Colin Ray sings A Whole New World.
No,
it's awesome. You need to download this album.
Yeah, I've got to go find that. I can't picture that in my head, but I'm sure it's good. Yeah.
Colors of the Wind is Pam Tillis.
Oh, why would anybody sing that song?
You've Got a Friend in Me is George Jones and Kathy Mattea.
Sure. Okay.
Can You Feel the Love Tonight? Here's a 90s country guy that you hadn't heard of, thought of in years. You ready?
Yeah.
Larry Stewart.
I don't even know who you're talking about.
Part of Your World is the Mississippi Girl herself, Faith Hill.
Faith Hill. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. If I Never Knew You from Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hal Ketchum and Shelby Lynn.
Okay.
Someday when we are wiser.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Here's a 90s guy you've never thought of in years. Ready? Leroy Parnell.
Yeah. Yeah.
And When You Wish Upon a Star, probably the best casting of this album ever, Brian White.
Oh, yeah. I miss Brian White, man. He was a good one. Someone Else's Star was one of my favorite songs.
Oh, mine too.
Yeah. It's funny because you say Hal Ketchum. My brain goes to Past the Point of Rescue, and now that's stuck in my head.
Yep.
So thank you.
Go. So your homework after we finish recording, because I'll probably play it for you after we record.
Sure.
But is to go in and just download the album because you'll love it, I promise.
And I'll post my first one when we're done too. Scout's Honor.
All right. Okay, I'll believe you. Okay, so in your mind's eye, as DC Talk says, in your mind's eye, the reason we got on that is my first album was New Thing, DC Talk.
We got it.
In your mind's eye, I need you to, as we read this grid, just paint the picture, okay?
Sure.
Your $5 founding father without a father.
The jukebox is going haywire tonight, man. Holy cow.
That's $10 founding father without a father. Your $5 line.
Yep.
Horizons from Epcot.
Yep.
The original Journey into the Imagination from
Dreamfinder
Epcot.
version.
Right. The Great Movie Ride from MGM Studios, not Hollywood Studios, MGM Studios, the original Great Movie Ride. Your
Sure.
$4 line, Universe of Energy, not Ellen's Universe of Energy.
Original
Universe of Energy.
Presented by Exxon.
Right. World of Motion, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea from Magic Kingdom.
Yep.
Your $3 line, the Skyliner, not the new ones, the Sky Buckets from Magic Kingdom.
The buckets, yeah.
Extraterrestrial Alien Encounter from Magic Kingdom.
Yep.
Or Maelstrom. Your $2 Cranium Command from Epcot, Disney Quest, or Mickey Mouse Review.
Okay.
Your $1 Timekeeper from Magic Kingdom, which I've never ridden.
Yeah, it was
Didn't even remember it.
Show. It was Robin Williams. You stood up and it was like a stage show mixed with a movie kind of thing.
Where was it?
It was where Monsters Inc. is now.
Okay. Body Wars from Epcot or El Rio de Tiempo, which my guess is that's
Good
where the Tiempo, right?
Yeah, you got it. No, you got it. It was just the Alabama version of it, but go ahead.
El Rio del Tiempo. But my guess is that's where the Grand Fiesta Tour is.
That is, yeah. It used to be El Rio de Tiempo, yeah.
I don't remember.
The River of Time.
Okay. So there's your grid. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Sure.
You get $15 to spend.
Sure.
And you can bring back any of these you want within $15. Let's take 3 turns.
Well, I'm going to need more than 3. I'm going to need more than 3.
Okay. Well, let's just do it in turns.
What's the first one? How about this? What's the first one you would spend money on?
Great Movie Ride.
You would bring the original Great Movie Ride back.
Amen.
Okay. My first one, I would spend $2 on Cranium Command.
Of course.
That's one of my all-time favorites. All right.
All right. So I got $5. You got $2 spent.
Yep.
I'm a third of the way done. You're, I don't know.
1.7.5% or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
Something like that.
1.7.5.
Okay. So my next pick, I'm going to go into the $4 range.
Okay.
Actually, no. I'm going to skip the $4. I don't see any that I'd want there.
Hmm.
I almost went with 20,000 Leagues, but what I remember of 20,000 Leagues, it was always broken,
Really?
what I remember every time I ever went to Disney when it was there, it was truly never running.
Yeah.
So the only thing I've ever seen of 20,000 Leagues is it just sitting there. I never got to actually see the ride itself.
Yeah, I pondered 20K, and then I've done Nemo's Submarine Voyage, which is like 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea mixed with the effects that they have at the Seas with Nemo and Friends at Epcot, where it looks like they're underwater. And that is a much, much superior attraction to 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. I like the harken back to an old-timey Disney live-action movie that was, because I don't think there's enough of that recognized in the parks. But I agree, I would not bring that one back. So what is your second choice?
So I'm going to a $3.
Okay.
And if I can, and this doesn't say you have to replace the ride that's there. So if I can have both Frozen Ever After and Maelstrom, we're having both of them.
Got it. So you wouldn't make Frozen disappear?
No, I would not.
Okay,
I would
good.
not.
Yeah, I'm going to go back to the bargain bin down here and say shame for these people for putting it so low. But the Wonders of Life Pavilion is one of my biggest Disney memories growing up, and so I'm going with Body Wars. That was one of the first thrill rides that I ever rode, and I remember getting off of Body Wars and my knees were shaking.
Oh, it's awesome. I don't know why it's a
Body Wars. It felt like a movie. Like the cast was movie grade cast, and the special effects at the time were great, and all of that. So I've spent $3 so far, basically to bring back the Wonders of Life Pavilion, which means that I now get the opportunity to bring back that thing where you would pedal the bike and it looks like you're riding through the park.
Right.
I would bring that back too.
Yeah, but that's not on here, so you can't do
for free. But I brought back the whole Wonders of Life Pavilion, so it's already done.
Okay. Well, I've spent $8, and I'm going to go back to the $5 bin, where I will have spent $13 after this is done.
Okay.
And I'm bringing back Dreamfinder. Give me the original Figment. Give me Journey into Imagination.
Okay. Yeah, I think that I'm going to go ahead and do that too. Figment is, we've had this conversation before, but Figment is that character that came along that's IP that did not exist before a park was built. And that's pretty rare, because usually the parks are a vehicle. It's like, that's one of the reasons I love Tiki Room. Tiki Room didn't exist anywhere else outside of a park. And it's something you can only experience there. And I like the same. That's why Figment's one of my favorites. I like the same thing about him. So I would go ahead and spend $5 there too. So
you've got $8 spent and I've got 13 spent. This is kind of how you and I normally are. I go for the big dollar ticket, and you go for the save your money ticket.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So I'm just going to, I don't want to say this. No, I can't say this. I'm going to spend my money. and I'm just going to do two $1 ones here.
Okay.
Body Wars is definitely back.
Okay.
That probably should be in the $3 to $5 range.
I agree.
And then, even though I don't know anything about it, because the Timekeeper has Robin Williams, it comes back too.
Sure.
So I've spent $15 now.
Okay. I think those are all good choices. Yeah, Timekeeper was, I can't remember when it closed. I remember working on Monsters in like 07. Mm-hmm. So I think it was there like 05, 06, somewhere around there it closed. It wasn't bad. It felt almost like it wasn't Circle Vision, but it felt like Circle Vision, where you walk in and you stand, you see a show, and then you exit, I'm
sure it was dated even then.
Yeah, a little bit. It was pretty good though. Okay. So I've spent how much? 5, 7, 8. So I have 7 left. So I'm actually going to do a 3 and then substitute a 4. I'm going to break the rules.
You can't do that.
I've already brought back a whole pavilion, so I'm breaking the rules.
You can't do that. You can't spend $16.
I'm not spending $16. I'm going to do a 3 and a 4, but I'm not going to pick a 4 that's on the list, is what I'm saying.
No, you can't do that.
Hang on, it's going to be fun. Watch. So my $3 one is going to be Extraterrestrial Alien Encounter at Magic Kingdom. Although I love Stitch's Escape when it opened. And it's a shame that it doesn't run anymore, because I thought that was a really good application of that. Continuity issues aside, because at the end of the movie he was already on Earth. But I thought Alien Encounter was good for the Magic Kingdom because it was one of those rides that kids did not want to go on. It really would scare kids. And it always felt to me, you know, when I first would go and first came down here, it's like, yeah, this is a really cool thing to have at the Magic Kingdom. So I missed the Alien and I missed that ride. So for my $4 selection, I am actually gonna call an audible because it is an absolute travesty that it's not on this list, especially when Timekeeper and the Mickey Mouse Review made the list. Veggie fruit forever. I would spend $4. I would spend $4 to bring not Food Rocks. I would spend $4 to bring back Kitchen Cabaret, brought to you by Kraft or whatever it was, and have the milk come out of the fridge singing, not rapping, singing, Ham and Egg doing their vaudeville act, the lady hanging from the moon, and veggie fruit forever. I would spend $4 on that. That is worth it to me.
That's not on the list. So that was your audible, but now we have to go by what's on the.
So if I went by what was on the list, I honestly would probably spend $3 to. I'd spend $3 to keep the World Showcase pure and not have any IP based rides in the World Showcase, and have Maelstrom come back. And then I would probably spend my last dollar to keep El Rio del Tiempo for the same reason. I'm spending all my money to bring back my childhood version of Epcot.
So what about
that's really holy cow, is that really what I did?
Yes, that's really what you did.
That's really what I did, isn't it? Kitchen Cabaret, Cranium Command, Body Wars, Maelstrom, and El Rio del Tiempo. Oh my gosh, wow. So I'm a little upset at you. Why?
The Great Movie Ride, is it not that important to you?
I actually think that it was a great substitution. We had to partner with MGM to get the theme park off the ground at the time because it was supposed to be a working, production facility. Blah, blah,
it was for a minute.
But you had an MGM based ride and you didn't have James Bond in it.
Because that's the Universal thing.
James Bond's not Universal.
James Bond's you're right.
I mean, you had Footlight Parade, which actually is a really good movie if you ever have a chance to watch it. It is actually a really super good movie. But you had Footlight Parade, but you didn't have James Bond. So
when there is so the last iteration of Great Movie Ride that I got to ride was where they take you to that final room and you have all these great movie scenes.
Sure.
And James Bond is in that.
Yeah, so was Network and Tootsie, and I mean, it's one thing to be in the montage. That deserved, like, you imagine if you had the cowboys and the gangsters, right? Imagine if instead of that, one of those had a James Bond. I think that was a missed opportunity. But I have to say, one of the reasons it's not on there is less to do with James Bond and more to do with the fact that I think that the story now of Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, where you're going into Grauman's Chinese Theater to attend the premiere of a new film, fits so much more. And that neon sign drawing you down, it truly made the Great Movie Ride what the Imagineers call the weenie, that draws you down the street, And I think that it serves a better purpose now than it used to. I love the Great Movie Ride, though, but I like what's there now, personally.
I will withhold my judgment until May 15th.
Good idea.
Because when the parks reopen on May 15th, I have a fast pass for Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway.
Sure.
Why can I never say that?
It's really hard to say, trust me.
Okay.
It's really hard to say.
So I withhold my judgment, but for me, on this list, there are two that I would give my left arm to truly have back for a day, maybe.
Okay.
When I'm there. And it's Journey into the Imagination and the Great Movie Ride.
Okay.
Because to me, those two are the best Disney outside of Walt.
Yeah. See, and
And,
I feel
and
that way about Cranium Command and Body Wars, because Epcot was a true departure from what was known to be a theme park at the time. And to be able to pull off all the star power that's in Cranium Command, I think that's what was so impressive about it. Was it had
That's true.
relevant celebrities at the time in it. So, but I hear you, man. I totally hear you, and I respect your opinion. Yeah, I never got to see Mickey Mouse Review. I was trying to Google it. It was in the where PhilharMagic is now.
That's what I figured,
but it closed in 1980, and then moved to Tokyo Disneyland for that park's opening in 1983.
So
that's
just
the only one here.
Just looking at it, meh.
Yeah, I mean, it's like Country Bears, but it was the Fab Five.
Yeah. Well, no, because Huey, Dewey, and Louie's there.
Yep.
Is that Daisy, or is that just Louie in a pink?
I think that's Louie in the pink. Let's see what it had. It had the orchestra performed orchestra made up of various Disney characters, and then the Three Little Pigs, Snow White, Alice in Wonderland, the Three Caballeros, Cinderella, Mickey Mouse, Minnie, Daisy, Pluto, Goofy. No Donald.
Really?
Child Please. That's a travesty.
So why is that even on the list?
Ludwig von Drake, Mad Hatter, March Hare. There were a lot of characters in it. Winnie the Pooh.
No Donald.
Doesn't look like it, no. Unless this is inaccurate.
So here's the other thing.
Yeah.
And you may be able to answer this.
Okay.
The Fab Five, Mickey, Minnie, Pluto, Goofy, and Donald.
Yes.
Why is Daisy? Why is there not a Fab Six?
I don't think Daisy was in a lot of the early stuff. Like if you go back and you look at like the one, God, what's the name of that one? And give me 1 second, everybody. Mickey's Trailer, Plane Crazy, like a lot of the older stuff. Daisy's not there.
Right.
I'm glad she is now. I really do think it's now a Fab Six. I don't think you can have Donald without Daisy, especially with Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway.
Right. And then here's the other question. Why is there no Mrs. Goofy? And you can't say Clarabelle because Clarabelle has Horton or whatever his name is.
Horace Horsecollar.
Yeah. There's no Miss Goofy.
Yeah, but there's Max. So there has to have at one point been a Miss Goofy.
Right. So who is Max's mom?
Yeah, it's a good question.
Goofy is the only one that has a son.
Yeah.
But we don't know who he...
Everybody else has cousins and nephews and stuff like that.
Right. We don't know who Goofy procreated with.
Yeah. But it's obviously somebody that was along the same lines of species. Otherwise, Max would look different. Yeah.
It's not Clarabelle.
The two big learnings from this is I have a huge Epcot bias that we already knew about and proved itself out here, even though unintentionally. But Disney Quest gets no love, man.
No, it doesn't.
Disney Quest gets no love.
No.
A free arcade. Free
that you had to pay $30 to get into.
Well, I didn't, but yes, I understand what you're saying.
You are a cast member. So
it's different. I get it. I did not like Cyberspace Mountain, though. Did you have the opportunity to go to Disney Quest ever?
No, I did not.
Yeah, Cyberspace Mountain was a neat idea and concept because it was a virtual reality roller coaster that you design, and then you basically get in a rock tumbler.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you go over a loop, there's none of the associated G-forces. It just turns you upside down.
Right.
And it almost made me sick.
Oh, yeah, then no. Nope.
But the one thing I always loved about Disney Quest, and I won't belabor the point, don't worry. But one thing I always loved about Disney Quest was they had the original vintage Star Wars game, the laser one.
Okay, yeah.
But it was in a console where you sat down inside of it instead of stand up and played it. That was my favorite thing there.
That's cool.
And we used to do a cast event there too, Cast Quest. Have lots of medals. We won one year.
Oh.
You basically play video games and compete against other teams and stuff.
Well,
good times.
Hey, just for funsies.
Sure.
It's 10:00 and Amanda's asleep on the couch.
Be very quiet.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna wrap it up here.
Yeah.
We've probably got longer than normal.
That was fun, man. I enjoyed that. We need to come up with another one.
I think we have a couple of them.
Yeah.
But if people want to do their own Disney Quest, Adam, or Disney budget, how would they get a hold of us?
Sure. You can call the birth line at 650 UAB show and leave a voicemail, or we will post this picture out on our page when this episode goes live. And then you guys can come up with your own, like save it as a picture on your phone and mark it up with what your choices would be. And then comment back on that with that and share it back to our socials. But yeah, 650 UAB show. That's the number. We're going to get a Virgil Ask a Question off the line for our next live, I'm sure. And then I really, really, really stress, you guys, interact with the line, give it a call, do what you need to do. So we'll definitely play it on the show, and we'll talk about it, whatever your take is that you want to share. 650 UAB show. So when this goes live, we'll post that picture so you can mark it up on our socials. Dave, where can they find the picture when it hits the socials?
On the socials, on the Instagrams, it will be at Unrelated at Birth. I am at DAdams419. He is at Runtide Run. We still need to teach him how to use Instagram, y'all. He doesn't know what an Instagram story is.
I mean, I get it. Why would you want to post something that goes away, though?
That's just, do you do Snapchat?
No.
Okay, well, there you go. So
we need to teach him.
We need to teach him how to do Insta stories. Because
I still don't. What's the point of it, though? I don't understand.
I don't know. Anyway, but on Twitter, he is at Runtide Run. I am at DAdams419. We, as a capital We on the show, are at Not Related Bros. He has already promised that there will be a blog post by the time this goes live. Probably,
right. Maybe sooner.
A lot sooner, because Emma's birthday will be almost half a month since then.
Exactly.
So at www.unrelatedbirth.com. Find us on Facebook, www.facebook.com/unrelatedbirth. Spell out the word at, don't do the little at sign. Also join the Unrelated at Birth Facebook fan group. We do a little some talking in there. There's some people in there that Adam says wrestling's not a sport. I think the latest thread is where you and Kyle Gilbert are talking about wrestling and not being a sport.
Actually, somebody jumped in. I can't remember who
Brian
it was.
Metz. Brian Metz.
And he called it choreographed violence. And I think that's the most understandable description I've heard.
Look, I think this was sideline warning. Maybe, it was sideline warning when we had Logan on.
Yeah.
If pro wrestling was an Olympic sport, it would be like gymnastics or rhythmic gymnastics, where it's truly judged by the moves you make. And those of us that say wrestling's a sport, we know what's happening, the outcome of it, but what happens during the match is what makes the sport so so enthusiastic.
Yeah, well, I think that's why choreographed violence stuck with me. I've been turning that over in my mind a little bit. That makes it no different than watching a Jackie Chan movie.
Right.
Which is choreographed violence set to a storyline, and there's a storyline in the wrestling thing. So I can see it from that perspective. That one stuck with me, so thank you.
It's rhythmic gymnastics.
It's sweaty, large men doing rhythmic gymnastics.
Honestly, do you
and I have to tell you,
gymnastics as a sport?
I have turned it on from time to time just out of pure interest. Monday Night Raw was on, and I kind of had it on for a few minutes. They're actually doing a pretty good job not having crowds because it's not in a big empty room. There's a lot of lights, and it's all the performance center stuff they have set up, right? But I actually never noticed until you taught me this how much they are communicating during the match with each other.
Yep.
It's amazing to watch,
And you can
they're managing the entire situation along the way the whole time. It's kind of fascinating in that regard.
So it's interesting to see how they're doing it now, as opposed to how they normally do it when there's a crowd.
Yeah.
Because when there's a crowd, they truly can talk to each other.
Yeah.
But now that it's an empty warehouse, you have to whisper. You have to do hand gestures.
Yeah.
I mean, watch, and I don't know if you've truly seen this. Watch where they put their hands when they're grappling.
Mm-hmm.
They're truly like giving them, hey, I'm leading you this way. I'm leading you this way.
It's like a dance.
And when they're pinning each other, you'll notice that their heads are close together.
Mm-hmm. That's where they're doing the talking.
That's when they're doing the talking.
Yeah.
When they go into the corner and it looks like they're kind of resting in the corner, about to throw them into the other corner. They're talking.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's really cool. Cool in one sense to see how it's done. And then also for me, knowing how the sausage is made, it kind of ruins it a little bit, but it enhances the beauty of it, because I know when it's done really well that it's hidden.
Yeah, exactly. That's
So
cool. Yep.
there's our wrestling talk for the day. We have to throw that in there every now and then. But guys, we've told you how to find us. We've done a lot longer than we wanted to on this topic.
That's all good.
Because I went down a rabbit hole. Sorry. But guys, we love you. And we truly mean it. Adam's going to say this in a few minutes, but I'm going to say it now. Wash your dang hands when you go out in public, even if by May, this show will be live May 1st, April 30th, May 1st. I don't know what the exact date is, but by then we might have all been set free and say go. But even if we're set free and the world has said go, be safe, be smart, wash your dang hands, wear a mask maybe, even if you're not required to. I might wear a mask when I'm at Disney World May 15th when they say we're open. Maybe. We'll see if it's open. But be smart, be safe, love each other, be kind to your neighbor. If you see your neighbor in need, help your neighbor. You can make more money. Give $20 to a struggling business. Give $20 to your friend who has lost their job. Don't be a hoarder. Be kind to each other and love each other like Christ loves us.
Yep.
Adam, take it home.
That was literally everything I always say, dude.
I know.
I say, we love you, but not as much as Jesus does. Wash your hands, stay at home, and be kind to each other. You got it, man. You are on point tonight.
I am, but I wanted to put my spin on it.
It's all good. So I'll close by saying this then. No matter if we're still in lockdown, no matter if we're all free to roam about the country, don't forget what we've learned. And we've learned that movies can be watched at home. Popcorn is just as good in the microwave at home with your kids than it is in a movie theater.
Wrong.
Hang on. What I mean by that is, let me change it so that Dave nods his head. How about that? Don't forget that you don't always have to be going somewhere. Don't forget to wash your hands. Don't forget that, contact spreads all kinds of other things other than coronavirus that are still out there and will never go away, like stomach flu, etc. So always wash your hands. But just don't forget that you can make memories without having to go over the top. That's what this time has taught us more than anything else, I believe, is to be kind, and you don't always have to go over the top to make memories. Sometimes just being is enough. So go just be, wherever that is. If you're open and it's a theme park day, go for it. If it's down the street with your neighbor because you haven't been able to see him in a month, go for it. But just be kind, be safe. We love you guys.
See y'all.